Was the Moratorium a major Vietnam War anti-war protest? Imagine thousands of Americans gathering in cities across the country, holding signs, singing songs, and demanding peace. That's what the Moratorium to end the war in Vietnam was all about. It was a huge wave of protests that shook the nation during the Vietnam War era. The first big event took place on October 15, 1969. People from all walks of life joined in, not just students but everyday Americans too. They held teach-ins, candlelight vigils, and marches. One march in Lincoln, Nebraska, drew about 4,000 people despite pouring rain. This showed how the anti-war movement was expanding beyond college campuses into more mainstream communities. A month later, on November 15, 1969, the protests grew even larger. Over 500,000 people marched in Washington, D.C., and 250,000 in San Francisco. There were rallies at the White House, peaceful demonstrations, singing, and chanting. These events grabbed the attention of the world and made clear how many Americans opposed the war. The timing was important because it followed shocking news like the My Lai Massacre, where U.S. soldiers killed hundreds of Vietnamese civilians. That atrocity made many people question the morality of the war even more. The protests also highlighted the deep divisions in the country. Some Americans still supported President Richard Nixon's policies, while others wanted the war to end immediately. The moratoriums united different groups in a common cause and showed how powerful public opinion could be. They put pressure on political leaders and made them listen to the growing opposition. These protests marked a turning point because they showed that anti-war sentiment was no longer just from students or radicals. It was a broad movement involving many Americans. In the bigger picture of the Vietnam War, the moratoriums reflected how public protests grew from small gatherings into massive demonstrations. They played a key role in shaping the anti-war movement and influencing how the nation viewed the conflict. These protests proved that people could come together peacefully to demand change and challenge government decisions. So yes, the moratorium was definitely a major anti-war protest that left a lasting mark on American history.